Why did I decide to quit competitive games? Well, I'll mainly be talking about Rocket League and Valorant because that's where I can draw my experience from, but pick your competitive game, your flavor, and apply it to this situation. They're all kind of the same. Every competitive game is in itself a grind. Like, whether you're grinding to the next rank, grinding to be better than you were before yesterday, grinding to be better than your friends, than some of your rivals, whatever it is, you're constantly grinding to be better. And there are positive and negative aspects to that. I think it's easier to just talk about the positives up front. Let's just get that out of the way, because I think it is more outweighed on the negative side. So, Rocket League and Valorant for me were an escape. They were a fun game to play when I didn't have much else to do, or I didn't feel like doing anything else, and it was fun to get better at something. And it taught me how to get better at something, and it showed me that I could get better at something. Proved to myself that I was able to do that. And I think that's important, to have that moment in your life at some point. Not to say I haven't had moments like that. I've had them physically, but not in any kind of virtual way, or any kind of skill way, maybe. And it was nice to see that, to grind and grind. But it isn't all good. And anyone who's played a Rocket League or Valorant completely knows what I'm talking about. It's a fun game to play. Like, you pop off, you have a lot of great moments. I'll be showing clips throughout this video of some of my fun moments, but it's kind of like an addiction in that way, where like you're grinding for these moments, you're grinding for this clout, for this acceptance from yourself, from others, from the community. And sometimes your acceptance is based on whether you make it to that next rank or that next level or beat that one team. And if you don't do that, if you don't make it to that next rank, if you don't make it to that next point, you start to feel really bad about yourself, and you start to feel really down about just your progress, who you are as a person. Because, I mean, I'll pull up how much time I've spent on Rocket League, for example. I haven't spent nearly as much time on Valorant, but I have spent a lot of time on it, at least a couple hundred hours on Valorant, for example. And then Rocket League is my choice competitive game that I would play. And, I spent so long playing that game. And my argument is this, okay? This is why I stopped playing, okay? Beyond just what I mentioned before, which I'll get into more, kind of the mental aspect. It really became down to me trying to improve myself as a person, my life, my situation, and I would look at it, like I would look at it, and I would look at my schedule and the schedules I was trying to develop for myself. And right now I'm a college student. I'm graduating this year, and I also have a job now. Like, I got a job. I went out of my way to get a job and make some more money. And so I'm juggling quite a lot already, right? And now I want to be a competitive gamer on top of that. And it's just, what does that do for me? What does school do for me? Well, I know what it does for me. I'm going to get a degree. It's going to help me get jobs in the future. I learn. It gives me a social aspect. It gives me somewhere to go, something to do every day, something to strive for, especially in my Japanese studies. I really enjoy that. What does work do for you? Well, it gives you money. It's another social, and it's a building block to learn social skills, workplace skills, and elevates you in the future to get even better jobs. And I can keep doing that. Like, I can talk about, like, well, I also like to work out. I also like to eat right. I like to be healthy. I like to improve my body. It's very important to me to do stuff like that. I'm really enjoying basketball. I really like playing basketball, and I want to get better at it. And it's very important to me. And when I think about how much time I put into something like Rocket League, for example, And this is in the competitive sense, not in the terms of playing a game. There's a very big difference, and we'll get into that. I put in thousands of hours into Rocket League. Well, what if I had put in thousands of hours into basketball, into improving myself in a different way? I want to learn piano. What if those hours were in piano? What if those hours were in video creation, like content creation? What if I was making videos this whole time? Where would my channel be now? What if I was working that whole time? What if all those hours were hours of me working? And let's just say it's like a $10 an hour. How much money is that? You know? These are just examples, okay? And I don't want you to take it too seriously. But this is the kind of stuff I think about, and this kind of stuff you should think about if you play competitive games. There is a future to be had with them. You can be an entertaining streamer. You can be a competitive pro. But that's extremely rare. And I really, like, I don't want to burst your bubble, but like, you're either good or you're not. I mean, you can grind all you want, but when it comes down to video games, there is a natural ability to it. And you could get to the point to where you could be someone, especially like an entertainment streamer. That's very possible. But in terms of a competitive streamer or a competitive gamer, like, it's probably not going to happen. And if that's what you're striving for, then that's a different conversation, and we can talk about that. And I'm not going to crush your dreams. I think you should go for it if you're trying to do it. But it also depends on your age. I'm 24 currently, turning 25 this year. I'm now past the prime of learning something new, especially for like a video game. My reaction time is only going down. My brain plasticity is getting lower. But if I was like 16, 14, maybe even 18 or 19, and I was as good as I am now, yeah, maybe I would play a little more and like really make it something. But I'm an adult. Like, I'm very much an adult, and I have a lot of goals and aspirations, and a lot of that lies outside of the game. And this goes into the personal aspect. Like, what are you trying to get out of playing this game? And for a while, I wanted to be a popular streamer. I wanted to be a popular YouTuber. And I still do, but I don't think that video games are my route to do that. I don't think that's where I'm at. And when I play games with people who have played like around the same amount of hours as me, but are just substantially better, I see it. These people are younger than me, usually, and they are kind of a natural at this kind of thing. They just have like an ability to just click on heads or like hit the ball on the goal, whatever the game is. And I have that ability too, but it takes me a lot longer to get there. But what am I good at? Well, I mean, I'm great physically. I'm a very good physical, like in real life person. I have a lot of skills outside of the game, but if I'm trying to develop myself outside the game and I'm pouring all my hours into something that's in the game, it just doesn't correlate and add up. I'm not doing what's best for me and my future and what I want in this world. And I want to have a family. I want to have like a successful business. I want to be a successful YouTuber. I want a lot of things, and almost none of that correlates to me being good at Rocket League, for example. You know, it doesn't correlate to any of my skills outside. It's cool. I mean, but none of my friends, none of my work partners, or like people I go to school with are like, hey, are you good at Rocket League? Or like, if I show them a video of me being good at Rocket League or this or that, it's like, they don't care. Because why would they? I'm not a pro. I'm not someone who's making money off this. I'm just a guy who's in the top, 5%, 4%. I don't know what it was, but it was a high percentage. But unless you're that top 1% or less than 1%, it doesn't matter. That's the truth of it. So what can I do outside of the game that's going to correlate to the rest of my life? Well, It's improved my health, improved my mental health, eat right, cook, not order DoorDash because I'm too busy playing games. Like, it's, and I'm not talking shit about games. Like, I love games. I still want to play games a lot. I still play Rocket League. I still play Valorant, but I don't play it competitively. And here's the difference. The difference is I'm not getting on Rocket League every day, for one. Another one is when I do get on, I'm not playing for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, even. I'm playing for an hour or two, maybe. That's it. And I'm not training a ton. I'm not like taking it super seriously. I'm just trying to have a good time with the people who I built friendships with over time playing these games. And what I'm finding out about that too is it's hard because when I was so competitive into it, I would get so like mad at myself and like angry that I would make even the littlest mistake. And that wasn't fun for my friends to be around. They didn't want to be around me when I'm getting mad at myself. I'm getting mad at the situation. I'm getting mad at this and that. And I play worse. I'm a very mental person. Like, if I'm mentally down, I'm going to play bad. That's the same with basketball or any other thing I'm doing. And it correlates very well in a Rocket League. So they don't want to be around that. But now when I play with them, I'm almost always in a good mood because it's like, this is the one time I get to play and I'm going to make it the most out of it. You know, it's something that is in moderation. You know, it's like, it's something that's a little bit healthier. It's a more healthier relationship with the game, with my friends that play the game with me. It's just a bit better. And yeah, I'm not as good at the game as I could be, but does that really matter? Or are my friends my friends because I'm good at the game? No. They're my friends because they like me as a person. They like my input. They like to be around me. It has nothing to do with my ability of the game. And it's hard to accept that because you want to be good at the game. You want to be the guy in that moment. And sometimes you're not that guy. I hate to tell you, bro, but you're not that guy. All right?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
I'm not that guy.
You're
for
not
video
that guy.
games. I'm not.
Okay.
Okay. I'm very good.
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, I am that guy for some games. Divinity 2, Baldur's Gate, any kind of strategic game, I'm very, very good. Very, very good. Because it's not reaction time. It's planning, it's builds, it's creative thinking, it's planning. Like, did I say planning already? It's that shit. I'm very good at that. I'm not click on the head at the right time or like hit the ball, like all these inputs and shit. Like, I can learn to do that, but that's not my strength. So learning what your strengths are, developing those instead of developing things that don't really apply to your life, you know, I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. And I don't think games are bad for you. I mean, it's a moderation thing, you know. When I was playing Rocket League as much as I was, I think it was very bad for me, very bad for my mental health. A part of why I enjoyed Japan so much was because I didn't play Rocket League. I didn't play Valorant. I was outside. I was touching grass, man. I was having a good time. I was living my life. And the times I did play games, I played like Baldur's Gate because that's just a chill game. It's single player. I can just have fun. And there's a massive difference with that. And I think that really showed and that really carried through where I'm at now. And it's not an easy decision to say no to games, to say no to a part of your life that's been a part of your life since, you know, you were like, in my case, like since I was like 12 or 13, maybe even 11, just totally playing games like a lot, grinding games. My first grind was Monster Hunter. I was very good at Monster Hunter. And then I stopped playing because I knew how addicted I would get to it. I still want to play Monster Hunter to this day, but I don't play it because I know I can't moderate myself with Monster Hunter yet. I'm not at that level, okay? It's the same kind of with I'm not an alcoholic, I mean, yeah, there's the saying, oh, I'm not an alcoholic, but you know, I drink alcohol sometimes, right? But since I got back to America, if I drink one beer instead of a pack, or a pack and a couple tall boys. I'm drinking one beer, and I enjoy that one beer a lot. You know, sometimes I'll have two, but that's it. You know, I'm not drinking every weekend. I'm not drinking multiple times a week. I'm not spending a lot of money on alcohol. I'm not doing, and that's because I know what it does to me, right? It's learning about yourself, and I know that Rocket League is that for me as well. Rocket League and Valorant. I know that I enjoy playing it. I enjoy popping off and being that guy in that moment. But I'm really just doing it for clout. I'm doing it for like, please, like, appreciate my ability to click on heads and hit the ball in the goal. Like, come on, man. I'd rather be appreciated for something that translates to my life every day, rather than something that's only applicable to my online persona. And that's what it comes down to. I hope I explained that well. Again, I'm not shitting on anyone who plays games. If you play competitive games, and if anything I said to you today makes you second guess it, then maybe you should have a conversation with yourself about what this looks like. Because even pros who are successful are no longer a pro anymore because they can't keep up. So if you're someone who always wants to be in the midst and be good always, I mean, that's not what games are. You're never gonna be able to do that. So just start thinking about it. Have that conversation with yourself, and yeah, we learn shit.